of sprints today. I'm going to be here for 2 hours and then I have to go to a parade. So my new employer is participating in a parade and I get to walk with them. So it's kind of interesting. I'll get to meet some new people and well, it's kind of far away, so I have to drive a little ways, but I think it'll be worth it just to have some new contacts within the business, I guess. So, but I hope that you are all here to start working and get some stuff done. I know that my past ones, I've been kind of all over the place with what streaming service I want to use. And right now I'm using Restream, and that seems to be working for me. So I'm going to stick to that for now. But I actually want to start writing. And since there's no time to waste, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let's see if I can bring the picture up. I'm going to be using the fireplace one. It's not really a fireplace. It's like a campfire kind of thing. But it's a countdown timer. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it or not. I've never quite figured that part out, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and get to writing, okay? So here we go. I'm going to mute my screen as well, so you won't hear me talking. Okay, we are back. So that was a 30-minute sprint. And throughout the whole thing, let's see how many words I actually got. Probably not as many as I probably hoped. 168, which is definitely not a lot in that time space. But I've also been thinking about other things. I have been trying to figure out structure. Now, I told you guys before that I was trying to take a 5-act structure that I learned in Simple Mystery with Jane Combs and turn it into a 3-act structure, which I learned doing one of the great courses with James Scott Bell. And I like his. His makes sense to me. Hers confuses me. But I have to figure out a way to combine them, basically. So I wrote down all the steps, all the, I don't even know what they call them, but I wrote them all down on index cards. I marked them all a little bit of a different color. You probably can't even see it, but then I'm trying to combine them because I know with mysteries you need to have breadcrumbs and you need to have little clues, red herrings, stuff like that. So you need to incorporate them in. And I don't think James Scott Bell was thinking about that kind of stuff. He wasn't really talking about creating a mystery. His were more, I wouldn't say thriller, but not as much mystery. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. So I think I've been trying to do that, trying to mesh them together somehow and figure out what works best. And in the situation, I guess I will have to see how it goes from there and maybe create a video to go around that. I don't know. But I've been trying to think of where I want this book to go. I know where I want it to end up at the end, but getting there. My character starts out as, kind of a young girl. She's like 25-ish, and she is not as confident at her job as she wants to be because she was a research analyst and now she is starting to be into the field of like a private investigator's office. And so they're trying her out in the field and she has screwed up royally the first time out. And so she needs to get better at it, for one thing. She needs to gain access to certain places that she has not before. And I think that's part of the problem. And she needs to come to terms with what she's feeling because she's been given a gift and she needs to learn how to use it properly because, it's one of those, she has visions. It's not really a psychic thing, but she can see things and, tell if someone's telling the truth, stuff like that. But she never considered it as a gift. She always thought of it as a curse. And so whenever you're thinking of something as really bad, you don't exactly like invite it in, right? So she needs to come to terms with that part of her life and what her family talks about, since she was a child. And she's gotten the wrong idea about everything. And heat warning just issued. That's great. I'm going to a parade later. So she needs to come to terms with that and she needs to get better at it. And that's what's going to happen throughout the book. She is going to get better at it. She's going to help solve a mystery that involves her family. And she is going to be offered not an actual job, but she's going to be offered to go into a training program to help her learn how to become like a PI kind of thing. And she's going to be really happy about that. And then maybe in the next book, she will, start her life as a PI. Or maybe I could take her through the process of becoming a PI. It depends on how far I get with this. So that's something. Let me know if you're working on anything in particular, what kind of book you're writing. Is it mystery? Is it romance? Whatever. If you're writing a book at all, I don't know. So I am trying to write a mystery. You may have figured that out. And I think I'm going to go ahead and get started on another round. So I'm going to put another 30 minutes on the clock. And it's going to be this one again. I am going to change the music. I don't know. Was that music playing the whole time? I didn't really know because this is new to me. So, but I'm going to change it to a different kind of music. So, okay. Sorry if that was playing the whole time I was talking. It might have made it more interesting though. All right. So here I go. I'm going to mute it. I'm going to play the video. And I will see you in 30 minutes. Okay, that is done. Let me turn the music off or pause it. I kind of like that music. It's a little bit better than the lo-fi that I had on before. The Restream actually gives it to me. And if I paid for Restream, it would give me other stuff that I can't hear. So it's not bad. So, how did you do that time? I think I may have gotten nearly 400 words, if I'm thinking correctly, um, which is pretty decent for me. I write really slow, so it's something that happens. But I think what you were saying before about wanting to write better, I think if we just keep writing, it gets easier. And I feel like I probably started doing this, well, when I was a teenager, I probably started writing, but just like little scenes here and there. And then I moved to Arizona about 8 years ago, maybe 9 now. But I actually joined a writing group there. It was a romance writing group, but I didn't write romance. I actually started out trying to write thrillers, but I keep changing what I want to try to write. But anyway, I learned a lot from those girls, and I was pretty much a newbie at everything. I didn't know anything about structure or even like the past and present tense. And I was doing a lot of head hopping because I didn't know anything about the POV. And, that was many, many years ago, but I've kept with it. And I'm not saying that I'm really great at it or anything, but I'm a hell of a lot better than I was, 9 years ago. And I think that's because I've keep trying. I keep putting myself out there, and it gets better. So hopefully you can keep trying too. Um, yes. Distractions. Oh, I know about distractions, but this is my worst distraction right here. And that is something that always gets me into trouble too. I feel like when I was in Arizona, I was always alone because I live alone, and it's a problem because whenever you grow up in a family that there's a lot going on all the time, like I have I have two older sisters and a little brother, so there was always a lot going on at my house, and I feel like I was used to having stuff going on, and so whenever I moved out on my own, I was like, "Oh, what's going on here?" And there's nobody here to talk to, so it kind of threw me off a little bit. And for a long time, I mean, when I was young, there were no cell phones, because I'm older than a lot of people probably. But I think whenever this came along, well, actually, before this came along, I would watch TV and I would have it low in the background and, try to work on stuff. But now, since the whole world is all about streaming and like binge watching stuff, it's over. My concentration is wrecked most of the time because of this phone, because you can do everything on the phone. It's like stronger than my computer now. You can. It's a big distraction itself. I hear that if you want to try to keep yourself from distraction, you should actually keep the phone in a different room than where you want to work. Like, this is my office, but if I did not have this office here, I should have this out of the room right now. And I should have every other distraction turned off. Like, I have to close my door because my cat will bother me. You have 5? Wow, that probably keeps you a lot busier than me. D&D, what does that mean? Is that Dungeons and Dragons? Or am I thinking way too old fashioned? My cousins used to play D&D, but I don't know if that means the same thing. I think I might open up a different video for the next round. I'm going to take this one down, and you get to see that's Microsoft's or Windows or something. I don't even know. But let me see if I can find the other video that I've been looking for. Oh, you can't even see it. I got that screen turned off. Duh. Let's see. That's not the one I'm looking for. Sorry, I'm trying to look for an actual video that I created. It's nature sounds, and it's a 30-minute video, just like this other one was. Let's see. Start it over. Okay. Oh, do not disturb. Yeah. I'm not up to code with all those, all the chit chat thingies like what do they call them? Emojis and all the little short phrases that people use on cell phones. I'm like so aging myself right now, but yeah, that's not really strange to me, like the LOLs and yeah, you know what I mean. And it doesn't even matter. So I think, oh, why is that not showing? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and get started on another round. Do you want to do another 30? I think it would be okay to do another 30, or I can shorten it and do a smaller one. I think my attention span is probably about 15 minutes, and then I just try to think of other things to write about. There's distractions. It happens to me too. So I think I am going to go ahead and put this at a shorter one, maybe 20 minutes. That's the fun of having your own little timer like this, is you can change it. So 20 minutes is good, right? Right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start another thing of music. I think I'm going to try the down tempo this time. I'm not really sure what it's like, but it's probably, well, I guess we'll find out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start it and mute my screen again. So good luck. Okay. It looks like this is not the same file that I had before because I don't have the big splash at the end. Need to get that worked out. So how did you do that time? Let me see if I can count how many I did. Let's see. Not as much as I did before, I think. Well, it was only 15 minutes too, so 141 words. It's better than nothing, I guess. And then one word that I misspelled. Okay, I feel like between 15 minutes and 30 minutes is my go-to point. I feel like I'm just getting into it by the end of it, so maybe, well, no, we did 20 minutes, didn't we? Maybe 25 would be perfect timing. You know, they have the Pomodoro sprints, and that's what I started out doing on this channel, but, well, whenever I did it, that's what everybody else does too. They have, there's a lot of groups out there that do it. I don't know. Are you familiar with Heart Breathings? I'm not really sure, but Heart Breathings is it's a Facebook group and it's also a channel on YouTube. So, and they do a lot of writing sprints through there. If you wanted to go look for them, they do sprints every single day. It's like a really great group to be part of. So, and that's what I started out doing. And they all do it differently. They have different plans depending on what time of day it is. And, you know, some of them start with like a 2-minute session on trying to figure out what you're going to write about or what your intentions are, stuff like that, and your goals for the sprint. And then they do like a 20 or 25-minute sprint. And others, you know, they just do like different times at different parts of the sprint. So, I don't know. This is a pretty good group to know, though. Heart Breathings. I'll put it in the description or in the, I don't know. The group in Facebook and YouTube. So, oh, you do know. Okay, good. So, yeah, Sarah's really cool. I'm actually part of her HB90 program and her, what's it called now? Publish and Thrive, which I've only been part of for 2 sessions, but I actually got to see the first round that before she re-recorded everything and the second round too. So it's really cool. It's really improved a lot. And I think I've improved a lot because of that. But I feel like before I can do anything else with her Publish and Thrive, I need to finish writing this darn book. And that's something that I'm having trouble with. But eventually, I hope to actually follow the instructions. I need to find some beta readers, but I feel like I need to finish the book before I even start any of that stuff. Have you completed a whole book or published anything? I wanted to find that out. But I really love those guys. And I think even Sarah's gotten back into doing streaming. Because I when I first started watching the channel, she was pregnant for one thing, and she was just about to have the baby. Gosh, I can't remember what the baby's name is now. Adorable kid. She's like 3 or 4 now or something like that. I think she's starting kindergarten or maybe preschool or something. I don't know. But yeah, she was pregnant when I first started watching her channel. So it's been a couple of years ago. But I don't remember her doing a lot of live streams back then for writing. Well, she did the Friday coffee chat, but that's not really the same as actually doing writing sprints. But she's so busy. I don't know how she does it, honestly. I mean, because I moved home and I didn't have an actual 40-hour-a-week job for, you know, the first year I was home. And I pretty much squandered the whole thing because I should have been able to write a whole book in that time, and I just never did. Yeah. You feel good about the work in progress? Paranormal romance. You want to tell me about the character or anything about it? Can you compare it to anything that's already out there? have trouble relating to other people's work. And it's always so, there's always so many differences in everything and so many different categories of genres within a single work. So it's hard to decide what it is. Like I always wanted mine to be like a cozy mystery, but now I'm thinking it's it's more like a private investigation kind of thing because I don't know how you can be a private investigator and have a cozy mystery because cozies are they're supposed to be more like the person who is your main character voodoo lore. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I'll have to try to read it sometime whenever you get it published. Where was I? Okay, I don't know where I was on that. But I think I got about 20 minutes left. So maybe we can do a 15-minute sprint this time. Because I think I'm supposed to be walking in a parade today. I don't know if you heard that part earlier, but the new job that I have, they are walking in a parade. It's like a small bank in the area, and I wanted to join them. I'm new there, so I need to meet some new people from within the business and see what's going on. Trickster God and budding paranormal blogger. Oh, tricksters. It kind of reminds me of Supernatural. There's one character in that show that was like a trickster. He was my favorite character too. It's a shame that he had to go away. But a paranormal blogger, that's new to me. I'd have to watch out for that. Yes. Well, let's get going with one more final sprint of 15 minutes. I can get, right on the dot. Okay. So I have to find out what kind of music to listen to. I think I'm going to go back to the chill hop because I kind of enjoyed that, to tell you the truth. So here we go. I'm going to put the music on and play and mute. Good luck. Okay. Well, that was the end of the 15 minutes. I definitely need to find the right video because this one doesn't tell you when it's done. Um, let's see how many I did that time. Not as many, not at all as many. I did 126 words in 15 minutes. That's almost a little bit sad, but it's better than I used to be able to do. So let's see. Let's see if I can figure out how to get rid of this thing. All right, there it goes. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got a lot of writing done if that's what you were doing. Let me see if I can figure out how many I did altogether. I never mark it, so I always forget how far I've gotten. Okay. All right. I think altogether 2 hours worth of work, and I got 707 words, which is pretty good for me, I suppose. I'm not very good at, writing quickly. My brain doesn't work that fast, and my fingers definitely don't work that fast. But I think it's pretty good. I think the more I do it, the more quickly I'll be able to do it. And I think you have to like train your brain to work that way. And mine is not trained very well. It sounds kind of silly, but that's the way it is. So let's see. Oh, no problem. Thanks for showing up. You're the only one so far. Like I've been doing this for a couple of weeks off and on. I'm not very consistent, but I'm trying to be now. Now that I've done this restream thing, I've actually scheduled some out. So next Saturday at 1:00 in Central Standard Time, I'll be doing it again. So if you feel like the need to do more writing next Saturday, show up and we'll try it again. Yeah, you have to train your brain, definitely. So I think it's practice makes perfect. But I think I remember Sarah saying something about that, or maybe it was the Think Media guy, Sean Cannell, Sarah Cannon. I think I've just made a strange thing happening. Oh, thank you for putting it in your planner. Yeah, Sarah's all about planners too. She loves planners. I've tried to do planners, but I'm not very good at keeping up with them. Like whenever I do the HB90 thing, I always make a schedule. I always do a Kanban board, which you can't see, but it's over there. And I barely keep up with it. Like right now, I have 3 sticky notes in the middle section, meaning that they're in progress right now, in process or whatever. And I have nothing at all in the bottom row, which is supposed to be the finished stuff. So I suppose I could move one of them down. I did make an author page for Facebook. It's not very well stocked full of stuff yet, but then what is that? No, I didn't do that either. I made another one somewhere, but I can't remember where now. I think maybe Instagram. I tried to create one. So, and I'm trying to put more stuff out there, but it's a slow process, so I'm not quite there yet. But anyway, Cece, thank you so much for showing up with me tonight and keeping me company while I was writing. And I guess I will see you next Saturday, hopefully. And maybe in between then, I will have another video out in between. So not an actual live stream like this, but an actual video. So we'll see how it goes. I'm never very good at that either. Let's see. You love planners too? Yeah, well, as a mother of 5, I think you have a lot to do. You have a lot to keep up with, and sometimes planners just isn't the thing to keep up with. Well, but good luck with that, because I think my mom had 4 kids altogether, and she had one heck of a time. So I think I was like a good kid. I think. Probably not, but who knows? I'm pretty sure I have a different perspective than she did at that age. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign out of here. And thank you so much for coming. And I will see you next time, hopefully. And have a great day. Okay. And